Hi, what if I tell you that you can get an all expense paid trip for a master's degree program in the United Kingdom? Universities in the UK offers world-class courses with good opportunities post-study. But for most international students, tuition fees have increased drastically over the last 2 years due to government policies and increasing cost of education. Living expenses in the UK has also increased in the last 2 years. International students pay as high as 16,000 to 25,000 pounds per year for a master's degree program. Today, we'll be reviewing a scholarship opportunity by the UK government to support you while you study in the UK. The Chevening Scholarship application by the UK government is presently open, and this presentation will take you through how to go about applying for the Chevening Scholarship. I will start this presentation by introducing myself briefly to those of us who are just joining my YouTube channel for the first time. I would also introduce the Chevening Scholarship to you, tell you what the Chevening Scholarship is all about. We'll talk about the eligibility and selection criteria for those who will be interested in applying for the Chevening Scholarship and why you need to study in the UK, and also why you need to choose the Chevening Scholarship as a scholarship route ideal for your academic journey. The Chevening Scholarship application also has guidelines which you need to follow, such as in writing the essays, and also you need to review the application timeline. The application started about last month with deadline for November. We would also look at the application process and its timelines. This presentation would also briefly look at how you go about your letters of recommendation, preparing for your interviews, and the few steps you need to take while you're ready to be called up for the interview, or why you need to get your final report if you've gotten the Chevening Scholarship. If you have any question during the course of this presentation, do well to put it in the comment section. I will do well to attend to the questions. I'm Obina Victor Eze, and I recently graduated with an MPH degree from the University of Manchester. I also have a degree in MA Education from the University of Zambia. However, my first degree program, my background is in nursing sciences from the University of Port Harcourt. I've been opportune to benefit from the Commonwealth Scholarship, which was what I used for my master's degree program. I'm also a Mandela Washington Fellowship alumni, a One Young World ambassador, and some other opportunities that I've benefited from over the years. So, yeah, let's go around it. Let's talk about the Chevening Scholarship. So, the Chevening Scholarship is a UK government international fully funded scholarship to study for full 1 year academic program, master's degree program in any UK university. Now, it offers fully funded scholarship opportunities to individuals who show potential to lead, inspire, inform, and influence a positive change. Chevening scholars study a wide range of programs in different UK universities, and it enables these outstanding emerging leaders and international students from all over the world to pursue a 1 year master's degree program in the UK. Chevening is sponsored by the Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office, which is part of the UK government. Now, after completing a period of 1 year in the UK, you are expected to join a global network of over 60,000 Chevening alumni network globally, with members including some of the most phenomenal personalities in different fields globally. Now, you could see them in politics, science, technology. We've had individuals who graduated as Chevening scholars or who are Chevening alumni who ended up becoming the presidents of their countries, who ended up becoming founders and leaders when it comes to specific niches or specific fields in their countries or globally. So you're joining a rich alumni network of other Chevening scholars. As mentioned earlier, the Chevening Scholarship is a fully funded scholarship, and this scholarship application or this scholarship covers your tuition fees. They provide you with monthly stipends while you're studying in the UK, which serves as your living allowance. I think 2 years ago it used to be around 1214, and the stipends differs if you're living in London. It's slightly higher for those who will be studying in London. I think it should be around 1415 now. I'm not very sure. I'll need to go back and check. The scholarship also covers your flight ticket from your home country and from the UK when you're done with your study. It will also cover your visa application cost, your arrival and departure allowance. Once you get into the UK, they will give you an arrival package, and after your study, they would also give you a departure allowance. The scholarship would also cover for travel grants to attend Chevening events in the UK. Now, as a Chevening scholar, during the course of your study, you'll be expected to attend several Chevening related programs or events where you meet with other Chevening alumni or other members of the Chevening alumni network. You will learn about their life and how they've been able to navigate life generally. Then you would also be provided with expenses as it relates to admission materials, whatever you need during the course of your study program in the UK, maybe to get your textbooks, to get your study materials, to travel to school, and all that. So you would be provided with everything you need when it comes to financing your study to study in the UK. The Chevening Scholarship is all expense paid. Now, why do you need to study in the UK? Now, the UK is home to most of the world prestigious universities. You have the University of Oxford, the University of Cambridge, the London School of Economics, you have University of Manchester, you have renowned university, recognized universities in the UK. So studying in the UK offers world-class education, strong career prospects, a safe and supportive environment, opportunities for personal growth, and a graduate route which allows international students to gain valuable work experience after graduation. Studying in the UK generally enhances your global employability and makes you stand out in the labor market. In choosing the Chevening Scholarship to study in the UK, you have an opportunity to join a global network of the Chevening alumni where you have people doing amazing work globally. You have phenomenal personalities that have gone through the Chevening Scholarship. It gives you this network where you have access to people who can help you grow when it comes to your career. It also equips you with the knowledge and network necessary to bring your own ideas to life. This is one of the main reasons why studying in the UK through the Chevening Scholarship might just be what you need to scale up when it comes to your academic and career journey. What are the eligibility criteria to be considered for a Chevening scholarship? Now, I would always tell people that your gender, age, sexual orientation, religion, marriage, caste system, class, or other attributes do not matter while applying for the Chevening scholarship. What matters is your ability to submit a thoughtful application that demonstrates you are capable of excelling on an intense master's course in the UK and that you have a clear vision for your future. You must meet the eligibility criteria set out on the Chevening website to apply for the Chevening scholarship. Now, some of the eligibility criteria I've managed to list here. You must be a citizen of a Chevening eligible country or territory. Now, you have to check the Chevening website. You can log on to www.chevening.org/apply to see the countries that are eligible to apply for the Chevening scholarship. You should have a valid passport of country of citizenship. You must have a valid passport of your home country. You must commit to returning to your home country for at least 2 years after your scholarship ends. Now, after your study in the UK, you're expected to return back to your home country immediately after you finish with your scholarship program or your study in the UK. You're expected to return to your home country for at least 2 years before coming back to the UK or any other country you want to travel to. Well, I'm not really sure of any other country you want to travel to, but I know you have to leave the UK and you're expected to stay for at least 2 years in your home country to probably implement what you've studied in the UK after your education. You should have at least 2 years of work experience, which is equivalent to 2,800 hours of full time or part time work, or a paid or unpaid internship, or voluntary or research experience. Now, how this works, you can go to the Chevening Scholarship website and calculate this and see how this work. Even while you're studying, probably when you're having taken your first degree or taking your first masters, you had an internship program which is paid or unpaid, you had a part-time job, you can also add this up as your work experience. So you should have at least 2 years work experience before applying for the Chevening Scholarship. You should hold an undergraduate degree that qualifies you for a UK master's program, and you should apply to 3 different universities or 3 different eligible courses, and must have received an unconditional offer from at least one of these universities that you've chosen by the reference and education documents deadline listed on the Chevening application website. So if you're confused about any of these eligibility criteria, it might just look a little bit complex. If you're confused about any of these eligibility criteria, you can go on the Chevening website and check them out. Now, on the Chevening application website, they state that you are not eligible for the Chevening Scholarship if you hold a dual citizenship, a dual British citizenship, or you're a citizen of a British overseas country. If you hold a refugee status in a country that is not eligible for the Chevening Scholarship, if you are an employee, former employee, or relative of an employee of the UK government, British embassies, or British High Commission, you're not eligible for the Chevening Scholarship. If you have previously studied in the UK or on a UK funded government scholarship, you are not eligible for the Chevening Scholarship, such as someone like me who took up the Commonwealth Scholarship. I'm not expected to apply for the Chevening Scholarship because both are funded by the UK government. Now, if you have a master's degree program, you should know that it does not prevent you from applying for the Chevening Scholarship. You can apply for a master's degree program as your second master's degree to study through the Chevening Scholarship. If you've had a master's degree program before or your first master's degree program, it does not prevent you from applying for the Chevening Scholarship. How do you apply for the Chevening Scholarship, and what are the Chevening application guidelines? Now, I would break down the 4 key criteria you will be asked about in your Chevening application. During your application process, you'll be writing essays around your leadership and influence, your networking, essays about you studying in the UK, and career planning post study. Now, these essays, the aim of these essays are just to show the qualities that you have and how you will be able to implement on what you study after you're done with your program in the UK. Now, you will need to submit an essay in each of these 4 areas in your Chevening application form. Now, we'll take them one after the other. Leadership and influence. In your application, Chevening is looking for individuals who will be future leaders or influencers in your home countries. To excel in your application, you need to focus on demonstrating your influence. You have to describe how you have gained and maintained influence in your past roles. You have to focus on the outcomes rather than just listing responsibilities. You don't have to say you did this, you did that, why you were occupying specific roles or taking up specific positions in your office or in your society. You have to state the results that came out of those roles or out of those responsibility. You have to state the proven results of the work you do in your community. I would always advise people to use recent examples to highlight their professional experiences that showcase their leadership skills. Use leadership examples, and I would tell you that leadership examples varies. It must not be you being the most forefront or the most exceptional leader in your country, in your organization, or that office where you work in. It might just be you supporting a vulnerable group in your community, playing a part in a group you're working in towards a positive cause, maybe in your country, in your office, or in an organization you belong to. Let me say you're a member of a Rotary Club, you're a member of the Red Cross Society, you're a member of a community group. What roles have you played in this group and what outcome have you seen over the years? Use recent examples, all right? Then you have to connect the dots. Link your leadership traits to your study plans and post study goals in the UK and show how you would implement all you've studied during your master's degree program in the UK in your future career goal. Lastly, you have to use the STAR approach during your application. I would always advise applicants always use the STAR approach. Use the STAR approach in writing your essays where you look at the situation, the task, the action, and the results from the actions you've taken. The situation means that you have to identify the problem or need that needs solving in your organization. What was the assignment? What was the thing that needed to be done? What was the problem that needed to be solved? Then the task, you have to identify what needed to be done and why. What were your responsibilities? What were your roles as an individual or member of a team or the society? Let me say you're a member of a group and a problem was identified. What was the task that needed to be done to solve that problem? Then you also have to look at the action you took. What were the action you took to solve that problem? What was expected of you and how did you implement on it? Finally, you have to look at the result. What was the result from the action you took and what did you learn from it? So always use the STAR approach in answering your essay question when it comes to leadership and influence. Use the STAR approach. Look at the situation. What was your role? What was the task expected of you? What action did you take? And what result did you get from it? And how did it help the organization? How did it help the group? How did it help your society? Always add the lessons you learned from it. So apart from you getting the results, what were the lessons you learned from it and how would it help you in future projects or how would it help you in your career plans moving forward? The next essay you'll be writing is about networking and relationship building. Chevening values individuals with excellent professional relationship building skills who will engage with the Chevening community and lead in their different fields. Now, to stand out while writing or speaking about your networking and relationship building, while you're writing your application to stand out or to have an application that stands out, your essay should be specific. You have to discuss specific networks you've tapped into as well as your networking skills. Now, these might just be those you worked with in your organization. It might be relationship you have built on while attending college, while working with a specific team or with other members of the community. Now, imagine you working in a community, maybe you're a member of a group that ensures the community is kept clean. I'm just using the simplest of examples that ensures the community is kept clean, that ensures the sanitation rules are adhered to. How did you build network with members of the community to ensure that the work you do around the community is being projected or is being done appropriately? So you should be able to show your achievement, highlight what you've accomplished through networking. This should include showcasing collaborations. You should mention specific projects, partnerships, or opportunities you've secured through networking. You should also quantify results, provide matrix or outcome. Sometimes you would have to say, through networking, I was able to achieve 90% of these, 80% of these, 3,000 persons were reached during the course of this project. You should have verifiable data to quantify your results. This would help you in talking about how you increased sales, how you reached out to new clients, how you got job offers. Just give them something to imagine. They would need these figures that they would use to imagine the results you've gotten through networking. You should also acknowledge referrals, highlight any referrals you've received for jobs, partnership, or contracts. You should also demonstrate your growth through your networking, share your network, how networking helped you to gain new skills, how it helps you to gain insight and knowledge about your industry. Don't forget to mention leadership roles. If you've taken any leadership roles in networking group or events, include these to show how active your involvement has helped you build your influence over the years. Always remember to use examples. Use examples to explain your networking experiences. In your application, you should explain how being a part of the global Chevening community will help you drive positive change in your community or organization. Always end your application after you've talked about past networking abilities, how it has helped you in your career, in your team, in your group. Always end your application with a sentence that tells them how being part of the global Chevening network will help you drive a positive change in your community or in your organization. The next essay you'll be expected to submit is essay related to your study plan in the UK. Now, to be chosen for Chevening Scholarship, you must demonstrate why you choose your master's courses and how they align with your past experiences and future goals. Your application should show the choice of three courses or three universities in the UK you are interested in studying. It might be three similar or different courses in the same or different universities. Now, if you don't really understand how this works, you can go to the Chevening website, www.chevening.com, and check it out. You can always check the frequently asked questions section and see answers they've given around this. Now, essays should demonstrate why you selected the specific three courses and universities in the UK. Make connections. In your essays, you should make connections. Explain how all three of your choosing courses related to your professional and academic background and aspiration. Focus on the course content. Emphasize the specific models and assessments that will help you achieve your goals. Details of course content and models can be accessed through specific university websites. Those courses you've applied, the universities you've applied in, check their website. You will see that those courses they have their models and different course outlines in the different websites. Look out these models and see how this course content would help you in your career goals and aspiration. You should also highlight any existing offers of admission into any of the courses or universities. Mention provisional admissions and offers you've already gotten. Now, offers could be provisional. Offers could depend on you getting your English scores, your English results. It could depend on you accepting the offers that have been given to you. So you should be able to tell in your application if you've got any conditional or unconditional offers. Sometimes they will call it provisional offers. If you've had any provisional offers, you should be able to indicate it in your application. The final essay you're expected to write is related to your career goals. Now, the Chevening network or the Chevening application requires you to clearly state what you would achieve post study. Now, I'd always advise people when writing this essay to talk about what they would achieve 2 to 3 years after their study, 3 to 6 years after their study, and 6 years and above after their study. So if you can divide it into these three sections, it will help you to write a very captivating essay when it comes to your career goals. What are you going to achieve 2 to 3 years after your study, 3 to 6 years after your study, and 6 years and above after your study? These would include three of these would include your short-term career goals, your medium-term career goals, and your long-term career goals. While writing this, your essay should indicate SMART goals, meaning that it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable, it should be realistic, and it should be time bound. Specific, what specifically are you going to achieve at the end of your study in the UK? Measurable, what are the metrics? What are the data that would show us that you're meeting your goals? Attainable, is this something that can really be done? Realistic, is it realistic? Time bound, is it short term? Is it medium term? Is it long term career goals? Now, one thing I would always advise people is that you don't just go get an education in the UK. You go about learning about so many other people in the UK. You get experiences, you network. So people actually leverage on their Chevening experiences. They discuss how, if choosing for the Chevening Scholarship or if offered an admission to study in the UK, they would discuss in their essay how the Chevening experience and the Chevening network would help them to reach their career goals. I've seen so many people who, after studying in the UK, they come back home and they leverage on individuals or personalities they met in the UK or through the Chevening alumni network to do amazing things around their work or amazing things around their field. And you can decide to include this in your application to strengthen your application. Another thing to add during your application when talking about career goals is what benefit will your Chevening scholarship or your UK study have on your home country? Essay on how your study will benefit your home country upon graduation is one thing that would strengthen your application. How is your proposed career plans or how is your proposed career goals linked to your priority areas? Now, the Chevening Network or the Chevening FCDO, which is the department that sponsors the Chevening application. For each country, they have their specific goals that they plan meeting. Let me say for Nigeria, for India, for Pakistan, they have specific goals for this country. So it's quite beneficial if you go online and check the FCDO goals for your country. Let me say you're applying from Nigeria, you check the FCDO goals or the FCDO target for Nigeria. You will see their target and you streamline your application based on the course you're taking. You streamline your application towards meeting these goals. Now, why this is important also is because Chevening is designed and the courses you can study through Chevening is designed to meet these priority areas. So if you focus your application towards these target areas, it will go a whole long way in strengthening your application. You should also talk about how your new skills, qualities, and experiences that you get through Chevening, how it will be applied in achieving your career goals. Now, these are a few things you need to include in your essays. I think if you follow some of these or all of these, it would give you a leverage when you're applying for your Chevening scholarship. Now, this is the Chevening application deadline. From where we stand now, this should be October. From where we start now, we could see that the application is open and presently ongoing for the Chevening scholarship. The scholarship application started by August 6th, and by 5th of November, the application will be closing at about 11:59 GMT. From 6th November, applications are to be reviewed until mid February when applicants will be shortlisted for interview. From the 19th of February, references and education documents should have been sent in. So if you're applying for Chevening scholarship, you are expected to send in about two academic or work related references. So by 19th of February 2025, you should have been expected to send in all of your references. Then from 26th of February until 25th of April, interviews will be taking place with results expected by June 2025. Now, by 11th July, all of the deadlines must have been met. And if you're getting your Chevening scholarship at this point, we'll be saying congratulations. And by September, October, you are ready to start your academic program, fully funded academic program through Chevening Scholarship in the UK. And I wish you best of luck. Then, how you go about in the next slide, I'll be discussing how you go about your recommendation and your interview. But before I do that, you have to be generally aware of the Chevening step-to-step application guide, which is the general application guide you have to follow, or the general application process, where you have to check out your eligibility. You can do that through the Chevening website. You have to choose 3 UK master's degree courses you want to study in the UK. You should have applied to these different universities. Now, applying to these different universities is actually different from the Chevening application. You don't just apply for Chevening and you just relax. You have to go to this university website and apply to these 3 different universities. You also have to prepare your references and education documents. You have to submit your online application for Chevening, wait for interview invitation, secure your unconditional offer from 1 or 2 of the UK universities, and prepare for your interview, get your recommendation letters in between. So for the interview and the recommendations, I would always tell people to make sure that they get themselves well prepared. Your interview would have at least 3 panel members to take you through the interview process. One thing you need to understand is that the interview is usually around your submitted essays. It gives applicants the opportunity to elaborate on the essay responses they've already submitted. So you won't be seeing anything quite different. It's just you being able to stand before the 3 panel members and talk about what you've written about. So you have to highlight any existing offers of admission into any of the courses or universities you've applied in. The interview is usually the final stage of the Chevening application process. So you have to resist any urge. I would say resist any urge to rush your application. Take time to review, revise, and perfect your application, because the Chevening Scholarship is one of the most prestigious scholarship I've ever known and is usually competitive. Usually, your recommendations that you've sent out might take time. So try to send out recommendations on time. Speak to your university lecturers, speak to your faculty members from your previous education, speak to your employers, speak to your those you look up to in the community that you've worked with or you've networked with. If you think they can get you a good character reference, let them get you the character reference as early as possible, because people do take time to send out references. So this should be one of the things you should look out for while filling up your scholarship application. Then apply for those universities in time also, because time varies in application between universities, and deadline of applications and offer of admission also varies between universities. So also take time to do your university applications so you can get the right offer in time. Finally, if you need anything, if you need any questions answer, you can go on to the Chevening Scholarship website, www.chevening.com. Ask your questions, get the emails out from there, send emails to clarify your doubts, and check out for information. Definitely all you need about the Chevening Scholarship is in their website. You can also watch videos on YouTube, subscribe to Chevening pages on Facebook. People are definitely going to start bringing up conversations around Chevening during this period. Get yourself engaged and see how you send out a strong application. I wish you best of luck. This is Obina Victor Eze. If you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, this is the time to do so. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video.